Power, the second law of power, the law that delves into the delicate balance of trust and strategy in the realm of power dynamics. The law states, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. The second law of power emphasizes the need for caution when it comes to your relationships, particularly with friends. This law is all about the importance of having allies and enemies. Friends can be helpful, but they can also be a liability. Enemies, on the other hand, can be used to your advantage. Let's take a real-life example, the business partner scenario. Imagine you have a dear friend, Alex, and you decide to start a business together. You both invest time, money, and effort into the venture, and things seem promising. Now, the second law of power comes into play. It suggests that while friendship is a valuable foundation, you should be cautious about putting absolute trust in your friend, especially when the stakes are high. Instead, you might consider having clear agreements, contracts, and legal protections in place. This ensures that you're not overly reliant on the friendship and have safeguards in case things go south. By taking this approach, you preserve the friendship and protect your interests simultaneously. To illustrate this law further, let's turn to history. The relationship between Julius Caesar and Brutus is a classic example. Brutus was not only Caesar's friend, but also a trusted ally. However, when political tensions arose, Brutus was part of the conspiracy to assassinate Caesar.
You too, my child.
The second law of power teaches us that even in the closest friendships, it's essential to remain vigilant and recognize that personal interests can sometimes outweigh loyalty. Learning from history, we can appreciate the balance between friendship and power. Here are some practical tips to apply the second law of power in your life. Number 1, evaluate trust. Continuously assess the trustworthiness of friends, especially when it comes to matters of power, money, or influence. Number 2, protect your interests. When entering into significant agreements or partnerships with friends, consider legal protections and clear agreements to safeguard your interests. Avoid revealing sensitive information to friends unless absolutely necessary. Be mindful of the potential consequences of trust. Number 3, keep your enemies close. This doesn't mean that you should trust them, but it does mean that you should keep an eye on them. By knowing what they are up to, you can stay one step ahead of them. Number 4, use your enemies to learn from your mistakes. When you make a mistake, your enemies will be the first to point it out. Use their criticism to learn and improve. The second law of power serves as a reminder that while friendships are invaluable, we must approach them with caution in the realm of power dynamics. Striking the right balance between trust and autonomy can help us navigate complex relationships effectively. It is important to note that using your enemies to your advantage can be a dangerous game. You must be careful not to underestimate your enemies, or you may find yourself in over your head. However, if used wisely, the second law of power can be a powerful tool for achieving your goals. Remember, mastering this law is about protecting your interests without jeopardizing the bonds of friendship. Stay tuned